Thank you for tuning in to Exeter TV. Exeter TV is the town's public and government access channels, available on Comcast Channels 6 and 22. Channel 6 is your channel. If you have an idea for a program, want to host your own talk show, or submit a film, we're here to get your content on television. On Channel 22, we bring you live and replay coverage of government meetings and other town updates. A third channel, Blue Hawk Media, is operated by SAU 16 and can be found on Channel 8, with all your school sports, events, and meetings. You can watch Exeter TV online at exeternh.tv, Apple TV, and on Roku. Find us on social media for extra content. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell to get notified about live streams and new content. Tune in to our platforms every other Friday to watch the Exeter Biweekly Report with recaps of recent events, updates from town departments, and messages from nonprofits in your area. If you head to our website, exeternh.tv, we invite you to sign up to our newsletter to receive monthly updates about new content, upcoming meetings, and more. We'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch Exeter TV and hope that you tune in to our other content as well. Thank you for tuning in to Exeter TV. Exeter TV is the town's public and government access channels, available on Comcast Channels 6 and 22. Channel 6 is your channel. If you have an idea for a program, want to host your own talk show, or submit a film, we're here to get your content on television. On Channel 22, we bring you live and replay coverage of government meetings and other town updates. A third channel, Blue Hawk Media, is operated by SAU 16 and can be found on Channel 8.
Okay, I am a select board representative calling the meeting of the 250th Celebration Commission. We have with us the Heritage Commission Chair, Francoise Elise, Barbara Kunis from the Historical Society, Karen Pryor is a member, Kathy Corson as a member.
We don't know each other.
Renee Allen as a member.
How are you? Yeah.
Good.
Fran. Nice to meet you.
We don't have meeting minutes from March 4th because we didn't have a quorum, so we had no meeting. We had talked about reviewing the commission charge. So, do we need to do that?
Would you like to just read it aloud?
Yeah.
I've never read it, so you can tell me.
Well, actually, it's still under draft. So, 2026 will mark the United States sesquicentennial anniversary of its independence. The Exeter 250th Celebration Commission is established and tasked with organizing, arranging, and coordinating thematic tributes to the American Revolution, the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, and the founding of the Great Experiment of Democracy. The commission shall consist of 6 residents and a member of the Heritage Commission as voting members. The terms of the membership shall expire December 31st, 2026. A select board member, library representative, and Parks and Rec representative shall participate as non-voting members. That I have to say I have not coordinated.
Parks and Library, Parks and Rec, and who?
Library, Parks and Rec,
That was it?
and a select board member.
Okay.
The commission shall consult and coordinate with the state of New Hampshire's American Revolution Sesquicentennial Commission, established under RSA 17-S. Town departments, area businesses, nonprofit organizations, and neighboring towns to ensure, wait a minute. Oh, it was a comma. We're also including, anyway, departments, area businesses, nonprofit organizations, and neighboring towns to ensure that Town of Exeter site events under its established tasks. The commission shall identify and pursue resources necessary to be appropriated for the town's 2026 budget. These costs may include grant opportunities, associated matching funds, free and volunteer services, and monetary donations accepted by the select board. We do have a fund, so we can accept donations, and we should open the door over there because this is a public meeting.
It's not closed all the way.
Oh, just a little.
You don't have to do it all the way, because it's too loud. Too loud. Like half.
Construction is going on over there.
Thank you.
Okay. So there's that. I know it says on here the next thing is to assign a chair and vice chair, please. The chairman's commission is to write the agenda. We check off what's been done or not done, and to make sure we might have a quorum. And the vice chair just sits in place of the chair if they're not available. So it's not a heavy lift.
I can do vice chair. I'd like to support this committee and the people on it in any way I can.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Take it away, Francoise.
Oh, I'm the vice chair though.
I know, but we don't have a chair yet.
Oh. Well, we haven't heard if anybody wants to be the chair.
You're
Renee,
right.
I think you should.
No,
be the
vice chair.
Would you like to be the chair?
No, I'm chair of the DAR for 3 years.
Is Francoise here, the Heritage Commission?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, Heritage Commission.
And we do have room for one more person on the meeting, on the commission.
I'll ask Deb Kane to see if she wants to do it.
If you run over to me and Ollie, she's there.
I'll go, I just,
What about Tom?
I'm,
Yeah.
Tom?
We're online. We're live.
Yeah.
Yep. It's always hard to talk about potential members when it's being broadcast to the potential member.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I will speak up right now. I cannot serve in the role of chair.
Okay.
Too many other plates spinning at the moment.
Yes, I understand. And same with Barbara. Probably the same with Kathy. So we are really looking for
A chairperson?
a chairperson that has some time they can dedicate to at least an hour a week, every other week, or first and third Tuesdays. Is what it is.
I mean, I could do it for 6 months, but I can't. I'm with traveling and stuff and
Okay, I'll make a deal with you. Could we co-chair it?
Yeah, as long as you're coordinated.
I'll do 6 months, you do the next 6 months. Because I don't know if I'm here in the winter
I
time.
gotta, and I will be here in the winter. I'm not here a lot in the summer.
Okay. All right,
All
we
right,
can do
and
that.
then I'll just follow your lead pickup, so,
Okay,
okay.
we can do that.
Excellent.
Unless somebody comes in and wants to be chair, which we would definitely.
And we
Yeah.
can coordinate.
We can reconsider.
Thank you.
I'm doing it with tremendous,
So
Yes, me too.
who would be starting?
Kathy.
I'll start and then,
All right, do
So
we-
Kathy, you'll take it from essentially May 1, right? Or what's our,
yeah, sure.
when's our
Okay.
next meeting?
Today? That's what I
Oh,
wrote.
today, but our next, it's every 2 weeks, is that correct?
I think she's saying it's the first and third, just
First
in
or
case
third?
Third,
Okay.
but does April have, how many Tuesdays? We may want to meet on the 29th of April because we haven't met.
Oh, yeah, right.
And then go back to the first and third after that.
That sounds good.
So we'll meet on the 29th as well?
Yeah.
Okay. I won't be here, so.
The 29th.
No, I'm away.
Well, then we need to make sure that everybody else will be here. How many is a quorum again?
4,
4 is.
4 is a quorum? Okay, so,
not including me.
1, 2, okay. So, and Francois as well as a member?
Yep.
Okay, so do you guys have any issues with the 29th?
Okay.
Okay, so we'll keep with the
So
29th.
Barbara, are you able to, is Barbara a full voting member? Okay, perfect, awesome.
All right, so, do you want me to take over now?
Sure.
Okay.
Don't we have to legally, like?
Oh, yeah, vote for
Procedurally vote?
Vote for us.
motion to appoint.
Co-chairs.
Co-chairs.
Okay.
Thanks, Kathy.
Okay. So, all right, so we will, the 29th will be our next meeting, and then we'll proceed with the 1st and the 3rd of May, and so on.
So can we not participate via Zoom at all? I mean, I'll be away, but I can participate via Zoom.
At this point, yes.
Yes, I can, or no, I can't?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
But like 3 of the members can't, you can have 1, maybe 2.
Okay, so as long as
And the only thing about it is, yes, you will be participating as a regular member,
right,
but we'll have to take roll calls on any vote that we may make.
okay.
And they have to be in a room where nobody else is, correct?
No, they can have other people because it's a
Public meeting.
public meeting. You just have to state there are people.
Yeah, no, I'll be in
Okay,
upstate New York and I can easily be there via Zoom. And then how do I get a hold of the Zoom link?
We'll set it up for you.
But literally that morning of?
No, probably before that because we got to plan to have this.
Exeter TV
does
will set it up.
Pam-
Bob will do that?
Oh,
So
Exeter
we'll
TV
start
does
with
it?
Pam.
Pam, we'll tell Pam, okay. I will
Oh,
do
Pam
that.
McElroy, okay. Thanks,
All right.
Kathy.
So for the 29th.
Yeah.
And also to let you know, I've been taking notes. I'm the recording secretary, self-appointed. Yes.
Well, should we vote
Would you
on
like to
that?
continue?
I mean, maybe
I've
we
already
should.
been doing it. I don't know.
Well, I know, but
We
we
did.
should make it official, did we?
Well,
I mean, we're becoming increasingly official.
yes.
Okay.
So, all in favor?
All in favor?
Aye. All right, Renee is secretary.
Excellent.
Thank you.
All right, so we just reviewed okay, now we have adjournment. It says on the agenda.
But we do need to,
I do have some updates whenever we're ready. I mean, I
right
think.
now is good.
Okay. So I finally did meet with Beth Caputa at the high school. They are completely all in. I need to have a follow-up meeting with them or with her to kind of review things, but they definitely want to do something like an event or something as part of it that needs to all be sussed out. They also are all on board the other thing is, I can't remember the name of the committee, oh my gosh. They have a committee, basically kind of like a DEI committee, but that's not what it's called anymore, where they would really like to have that group participate as well and do something. There's lots, the bottom line is, pardon me?
I can tell you what that committee's called.
Oh, that would be great, thank you. If I can find my notes with my meeting with her, that would be really helpful, Sharon.
I have several different email addresses.
Yeah, the charge of the national
Roots and Wings Collective.
rigs.
Roots and Wings Collective. They're having a multicultural food festival on May 3rd.
Really?
I'm assuming this is the same group because they asked me if I wanted to participate.
The charge of the National 250 Committee at the beginning states that they want to hear all voices in this revolution, not just the voices that were heard during 1976. So that ties right in.
So I need to follow up with Beth, but they're all in. The thing I need to ask and I can, when I send my follow-up email with her, that'll get my brain going, then I can, now can I share things via email so that we don't have to take, as long as I share it with everybody, or we're not allowed to share
You're not
email?
allowed to share it with everybody.
Okay.
You can share it with Pam. You can give it to Pam.
So I can give notes to Pam if I have a meeting that then I want to have is to include it to be an upcoming meeting.
Yeah.
That way you'll have a bit of a summary ahead of time before we get together. Does that seem okay?
Yeah, you can share whatever you have with Kathy as chair.
Oh, all right, so maybe I just give it to Kathy.
And then it'll go on the agenda.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, if I happen to send somebody something, you can't reply all when you send it back.
All right.
That's a big one.
I worked on that one. My last volunteer.
So you can send it to Pam and Kathy in that way.
So maybe the thing is just to send it to Kathy with a CC to Pam?
Yeah, and if there's anything there that you think should be distributed to everyone before the next meeting,
Just say so.
Ask Pam to please distribute it.
So we can distribute it with the agenda attached.
Exactly.
That's what we would do.
Right, okay.
And the minutes. It's like a 3-part
Yeah.
thing.
Okay, so the other piece is so they're all in. The big one though that we really need to decide is about the branding. And Beth had a great idea in terms of, yes, we can, go into this art students, but there's also SST that has the marketing and so I'm wondering if we should go that route. And if I would like to, because I think that'll be easier and faster and we'll be able to market it better and actually get them on board maybe for some marketing ideas if the kids want to. Right? Is everybody okay if I follow up with SST on that, or do
Yes, that would be an excellent idea.
we? Okay, thank you very
Do they
much.
have time between now and the end of the school year, or do they continue?
I don't know the answer to that. So, but that's why we'll meet with SST. Okay.
Yeah, they'd love to do that.
Okay.
I think that would be.
That's great. I also had a great meeting with Bob Glowacki. He was amazing, and as a side note, he would be more than happy because he fed everything through me, but he has some just really great ideas of things that we can do. He will manage the website. He will manage our social media. He will do whatever we want him to do within the purview that he can. But he's also very interested in this work that we're doing. So the way we left it is I would bring it to all of you, but he would like to come to one of our meetings as a guest to kind of review what he and I talked about, excuse me, in terms of website and social media and all that, but also just maybe some other specific ideas that he may have. The way I'm explaining it to everybody is the way as it was explained to me, is that we're like the hub of the wheel. and there's all these spokes going off, and that we want to engage anybody and everybody, and he loves that. So, but the thing that's nice is he can do, like, for lack of a better word, reciprocity. You know, he can put our partners on there. We put links like to the chamber, the historical society, and that way calendar stuff is all shared. So anyway, he's just got great stuff. I don't want to take a lot of time at the meeting to go through that because he's going to do that. But
So the next meeting, probably.
I can ask him when he might be available, if he's available for the 29th, or then give him the 1st and the 3rds and give him options. Is that okay? Okay.
And continue.
No, go ahead.
Did you have more?
I have one more.
Okay.
And I met with Jen Wheeler and who's the other one? No, I want to say, is it anyway,
Renee.
It is Renee, isn't it? Yesterday.
Chamber of Commerce?
Correct. And they're all in. They, like most organizations, don't have a huge staff.
Yeah.
The one big thing that we can do, and that's why I need to get on with the SST branding as quickly as possible, is they're putting out the community guide. And they will give us a half page in that.
Okay.
So if we can, and then there's the digital version of that, which can be updated all the time with new information.
Do you know when the deadline is?
Yeah,
The printed one?
yes, it's middle of May. We have it's gonna print. That's why I've got to get these.
Haven't even asked yet.
Right, that's why I got to get to SST fast.
Yeah.
For us to get into the printed version. And really, it can just be, I mean, again, go to the kids, but it can just be our logo, whatever we approve and design, and then maybe our mission or some version of that. And then we obviously want, and that's the other thing I said to Bob Glowacki, he's already put it up on the website, the national 250th logo and a link to the 250th. So that's already on the town's website. He did that when I was sitting here with him. So yeah, but anyway, so that's the big one in terms of getting into the community guide. And then what they will likely do, what they're probably interested in, when we talk, nothing was formal, but what they're interested in, we talked about doing something down on Swayze, whether it be the chicken barbecue and all of that. And, they love the idea of like tables end to end and how, blah, blah, blah. Right. But the other is like partnering maybe with a local brewery, like when they do the beer festival, is have a 250th beer brand. With our logo on it. So that could be kind of fun. So they want to piggyback on stuff because they don't have a huge staff either, right? So things that they do where then they can put the 250th as kind of a theme for the year ahead. So that's sort of and we're not done with the conversation. My goal really was just to start connecting with people.
Yeah, a beer brand is good, but hard to do now. Just from, like, we used to have the Independence Ale.
Right.
And they don't do it anymore.
Who's the they?
It was Red Hook, but they got bought.
Right, so, but we wouldn't have to worry about that. They will take care of it because they're trying to, like, maybe it's Exeter Brewing. We don't even need to think about that.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about a particular brand as long as there is beer at the event.
And soda.
I mean, seriously, and soda, but I mean, this chili thing with the beer, massive, people have to have beer for whatever reason.
Well, and AIM has the
Beer for History, yeah.
Beer for History, and those are really good. So
Those are local, yeah.
yeah, it's a local brewery. So, I mean, let them handle it. They're trying to build the relationship. We don't need to do that. Once we have a logo, I can go to Jen and say, go get us a can of beer.
Yeah, and we'll put it on our website and advertise more.
And
Put it
not
on
only
the
with
state's website.
Not only with the beer, but I also think too we should share the logo with Squamscott.
I was going to say, Squamscott ginger ale would be awesome.
Ginger ale? Now why ginger ale?
It's the best.
Because that's what they made back then.
Okay, great. So, okay.
That's great.
I had a friend that was a ginger ale-aholic, and he would try ginger ale from every little town he ever passed through.
Yeah.
So I gave him one from Squamscott. He said, "That's great."
Yeah, because they have two different kinds.
Is it ginger ale or ginger beer?
It's ginger ale and ginger beer are the same.
I know, but one's
they
way
are the
strong.
same?
No, one's way stronger than the other.
It
One
can
is like
be,
actual ginger.
Yeah, one of the ones that Squamscott makes has got a really good burn to it.
Yeah, that's a burn.
Have we
That's
ever
what we
been in
like.
there when they're making it? You can't breathe. You cannot breathe.
So
You
that would be
cough.
what it's
So
just-
anyway,
amazing.
you like that idea.
I
So
do
once
like
we get
that.
the logo, we got the soda and the beer, right? And that's good. Okay, my last most important, would anyone be offended if I put table?
Right. So the meeting recorded, so.
It's 8:00. That's okay. Hi.
And then the, last night, the select board had a few moments and Nancy Belanger came up with the idea of getting middle school students involved because they have more energy and are not as distracted as the high school students may be with activities and timing and et cetera. Plus, we're meeting at 10, and that's kind of difficult for schools. Molly volunteered her two boys, and one of them is on board. So as a liaison to the middle school. So she's talking to the principal and her son and maybe her other son. And yeah, to see what they want to see and how they can connect. One of them's a history or a government buff, so
I wonder why.
So he'd be good, and so that's already underway, connecting with them.
Good.
At some point, we need to get to a calendar with a whiteboard or something like that, because we need to know when we're doing things. And I don't want to do, everybody's going to do something on 4th of July, like every town. And we have our third Saturday in July to connect on with the Independence Festival, and vice versa. But after that, we have other events to celebrate, like Fort William and Mary, like stealing the powder, which happened last year, right? Last year was the anniversary, but it's part of our history, so let's put it out there.
Should we have like a flip chart, bring a flip chart next time? I can coordinate that and just pull out ideas and then have calendars and kind of take those ideas and put them within that calendar. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So we can get an idea of when things happen and when we want to have the bigger events happen.
Well, and there's things that are already happening, we want to start with that, right? I mean, like Independence Festival, all those things. And,
Can I speak?
Yes.
So last time Barbara had all her ephemera from 1976, and I did that synopsis of it, which I sent around in a packet. Have you all seen that?
I never got it because I
Yes,
just
she
became a person.
Okay, so I did send it around, and
did it come from Pam?
no, it came from me.
Oh, I don't know.
And of course you shouldn't
think I
distribute it
got
like that, but
I don't think I got it.
can we just take pictures of it?
Yeah, sure.
And we'll bring it around and
And then
send it
you'll
around?
send it to us?
Well, we really can't do that because
No, we can now.
we can because it is. Okay, so we can have
Let's make
Pam
a
do
copy
it.
of it.
We're
Why don't
talking
we have
about.
Pam do it?
Why don't we just ask Pam to go make the copy?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
give copies, because it had a calendar. There was a half-page newspaper ad which had a 2-week calendar of events. So the main thing was basically 2 weeks long. It had a kickoff, it had kind of middle things, and it's all listed there. I can read it to you if you.
Do you want me to bring it up? Just
The two.
So on June 12th, and remember it started on June 12th, there was a parade. And at that time, they started selling tickets for the chicken dinner and the costume ball at the town hall. On the Sunday, June 13th, there was a Boston Pops concert with Arthur Fiedler hosted by the Academy on the Lawn.
Oh my goodness.
awesome.
And then during the week, then nothing really happened during the week that was massive, but the Independence Museum was open, the Historical Society was open, there was all special open houses all throughout the week. And so on the following weekend, there was the brass band concert followed by the costume ball in the town hall. There were carriage tours of Exeter from Swayze Parkway, which were kind of a fundraiser, I think. Then the finale was Saturday, June 26th, which was called Old Home Day / Night. That was the chicken dinner on Swayze, or wherever it was. No, I don't think it was Swayze. The brass band played, and then fireworks on Swayze. That was, so it was a big, long, stretched out thing. And could do that, we don't have to do that. The one thing I'm wondering is, where's the academy graduation inside this week? It must have been in there, or a different time?
It's usually the first week of June.
Okay, so that's out of the way. Okay, and then other stuff, that there was an ox team pulling a wagon full of powder barrels through the street somehow. There was sheep shearing on the common, shoeing of horses on the common. There was a kangaroo court with a jailhouse where people like Julie would have to go drag over there. Some boy rode his pony into town, like a youngish boy on a pony, to deliver the Declaration. There were film screenings, band concerts, fife and drum. The Council on Aging did a cookbook. There were commemorative coins that were made. There was a Boston Tea Party reenactment by the children from the school, somehow. There were sing-alongs. There was a time capsule at Gale Park.
Yeah, we have to open that.
People just randomly walking around in colonial garb. The select board, the ministers, like just actual elected people walking around in colonial garb. Okay? The Freedom Train did not come through town, but it came close by, and that was a big thing. That was an Amtrak moving museum or something, and it stopped in Portsmouth. But
We'll ask Bob Hall about that.
I remember going to that.
the Boy Scouts were planting things. I'm not quite sure, but trees and things, commemorative trees the Boy Scouts were doing. The high school had an event. I think it was the National Honor Society, where they cleaned the powder house, because I think it was in quite in disrepair back then.
Yeah.
It's looking pretty good now, and I know that the Rotary takes care of the garden in front of it.
There's
Julia.
an honor society there. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a gondola event somehow. There was a news article stating the name of the Exeter men who actually went to Bunker Hill. Those are the things. So maybe I didn't send it around, maybe I had it and I was gonna bring it
Well,
out
I'll
last
take it up to
meeting
Pam and ask her if she can make us.
Yeah, so I think that's, that gives us a good
Idea.
base to start, yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of things. Definitely a chicken dinner.
Yeah.
Winter chicken dinner. That used to be run by Harry Thayer and
The firemen?
yeah. So I'll throw that at Chief Paisan and see if they want to take it on.
Yeah, I think there are many opportunities for all kinds of people to do their part and make it a nice long event. So you
Bring
notice
out
it
the
didn't go to
steamer.
the July 4th. It stopped well before July 4th. It stopped that weekend before.
And I have already let the other select board members know that I'm going to be budgeting at least fireworks.
And garb for them to wear too. You need to budget for their costumes.
Yeah.
A costume can be had on Amazon for like $40.
All right. Okay, I will
Just
take
saying.
that. No, that picture in the town report of the selectmen gathered around this table, actually. Were they trying to sign the Declaration or
It's
the
not the Declaration,
Constitution?
it's some other, I can't remember what it was they were doing.
But they were all dressed in
Proclamation.
Yeah.
A
And
proclamation.
of course, it was all men back then, so in '76.
And that's one of the
It
things
would
that
be interesting that we'll have mostly women, and women wouldn't have had a voice.
well, they had a little bit
Oh,
before,
sure.
just a little bit before or afterward. Who was it? One of the Gilmans had threatened the tax collector with boiling water out of Folsom
Yeah.
Tavern.
I mean, you want to reenact that?
Yeah, let's
Yeah, I
reenact
do.
that. That's great.
Actually, I've been wanting to do that for years.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, in a safe manner.
Yeah, cold water.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
Lukewarm, because you don't want
Yeah.
it too cold.
Yeah.
Can I
maybe
just bring
ice water.
something up? Well, I know recently we've been dealing with quite a bit of heat in the summer. If there's something we could do to, I don't know, promote hats. When you're out there, past few years, it's been really, really hot for certain events, which people dressed up in garb, it's been uncomfortable. So I think we should think about that. Another thing too is, did anybody see Dan Brown's musical piece, Wild Symphony?
I haven't seen it, but I have the book.
Oh, I saw it. Portsmouth Symphony did it. He was there. It was unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he could do something special for, like, if we're gonna have a concert, he could write a special piece.
Ask Dan if you would ask him.
Okay. I mean, that's just a thought. And also Ken Burns, he's just coming out with a
Yes,
series.
I was going to say that, yeah.
If this, of course, I don't know what's in it, but if there's anything to do with Exeter, maybe we could highlight that piece or have the series shown. Maybe he could show up.
How long is it?
It's,
You know.
yeah.
I don't know if Exeter is in there at all.
What's the topic?
The
Revolutionary War.
Okay.
You know how he does.
Yeah, I know. I'm just wondering. I don't know if it's going to have Exeter in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just start.
What should he put up here?
The post office is putting out commemorative stamps this week. That's the
Let
thing.
me think of something between your comment and Renee. I was
Going too fast.
Oh, I know. And the Parks and Rec can help us with this a viewing of 1776.
The musical. Or Hamilton, or also Hamilton, you know, online.
That's
Okay.
Disney. Good one.
Yeah, you gotta get.
Well, maybe they will be giving some kind of permission in honor of the 250th Town Supply. I mean, keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, the town has.
I still want a 1776.
Well, I want both, because that's for the older folks, it's for the younger folks, or maybe the Prescott players or the Pine Street players can do Hamilton.
That sounds great.
It's a tough piece to do. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Well, a more contemporary thought, and I'm thinking of that, is you know how people put clings on the back of their car, kids and everything? Maybe with our logo, we could do some kind of cling to put on the back of people's car. And I know at the library, they distributed free glasses during the eclipse. Maybe we could do something where we can give out something free like
From the
that
library?
to demonstrate citizen participation.
Yeah, actually, we should have the library person here the next meeting.
Didn't Julia say she was going to? Did we ask her? I mean, I know I've asked her twice, but,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna get on Julia.
Direct contact again.
All right.
The next. When is the next
Yeah.
meeting?
Okay, well, I mean, she just took over from Hope, and I'm sure it's
Yeah.
up
She's
to
got stuff.
curve or whatever, but I'll get her here next time. if
And
possible.
I'll ask Parks and Rec about movies. What was the second movie? Oh, Hamilton
Hamilton,
production, maybe.
yeah.
Get the high school to do a music.
Yeah, you know, they do musical every year.
Yeah. Yeah.
That might be tough for them, but
How would you propose a sing-along? That sounds good.
Just watch the movie and sing along.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and stop me.
you don't need a little bouncy ball. Yeah,
I like that promotion.
You're obnoxious and
You're obnoxious and disliked, you know it's true.
I would like to suggest painting the sidewalks,
Oh.
crosswalks.
Arts and committee.
At least two crosswalks in town that are painted red, white, and blue or something that just simply say,
Yeah.
I don't know, 1776, 2026. Not that it has to be a big art design or anything, but I think a red, white, and blue crosswalk, it will speak to everybody that something's afoot.
All right, I can talk to Nancy to bring it up at the Arts and Culture Commission. They have one to do that. It's been on their list, but
That's cool.
yeah, for a couple of places to, and mostly it was to have kids take a block and go the sidewalk and draw something.
But you're talking the
I'm talking
crossing.
crosswalk.
Yeah, no, that's what they were talking about.
Oh,
too.
okay.
Yeah. So that requires some coordination with traffic
This
and
is,
whatnot.
oh no.
Yeah, I just think there's a lot of bang for the buck on a
Yeah,
crosswalk.
I'm trying to remember,
Even for 2 years.
what's the material
now,
that our
you know?
sidewalks are made out of? Like if you walk downtown, are they the light colored concrete? I'm just not
Yeah,
thinking, I'm
there's
sorry.
cement, you know.
But we could have also kids, like to do a chalk day or something,
Yeah.
you know? that they might like that.
Yeah.
I think that would be.
Yeah, like younger kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or the windows.
You know,
window.
and
Window
crosswalk.
contest.
We used to do that all the time.
Let's not put the kids in the crosswalk.
Yeah, that'd be.
Sounds a little dangerous.
What was I gonna say, in Providence, on the Italian side of the town, they're instead of the yellow stripes or white stripes that you'd see in the streets, they have red, white, and green.
Yeah.
And they've kept it up forever, it's still there.
In my neighborhood where I was, when we lived in Franklin, where our first house was, is the Italian end of town. And that's what the color of the lines of the street were.
No, that's a really good one to get Arts and Culture Commission involved.
Yeah.
Heritage, we'll have to figure out something too.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think the earlier the better on the crosswalk, because why not, you know? Instead of people not understanding until the last minute,
Right.
like next July 4th,
Right.
you know, because there doesn't seem to be enough chatter about it. Like the average person I talk to, they don't really know that this date is coming up. There hasn't been a national chatter about it as much or anything, you know.
Too bad we don't have the Ioka sign anymore.
Well, I think the crosswalk would be even better.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So,
Do it in the fall or something, you
Yeah,
know.
before
and-
snow, so.
Yeah, so people are
Probably like
get
Would
an idea.
DPW be involved as well?
yeah.
I don't know, but I think it just alerts everybody and their brother that this is coming. And so they may be involved with the Girl Scouts or the whatever, and they'll be like, oh, we have time to plan.
This
Because,
fall, you mean?
yeah,
You have
this
to do it the fall instead of the spring, you never know when you can do it.
I think that's
You wanna get.
or the summer, it doesn't matter, but
2026.
inside this year, so that people will see it and think to themselves, oh, we should do a project at my Girl Scout troop, church, or whatever, and it gives them plenty of time, gives them a 6-month lead to think of how they want to paint.
Painting all of these stripes out here? I mean, this is a massive amount of painting on this.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah.
I was more thinking like by the Sea Dog or, I don't know.
At a Front Street, the Arts and Culture Commission was thinking of the two, one by the rails and one by Art Up Front. I think there are two right
Oh,
there.
well, whatever, people can decide on the crosswalks, but at
You know,
least,
I actually like the idea of something big right in front of town hall.
although it's very busy there, you can hardly,
It's hard
like,
to,
you're
it's
trying
always
to,
covered,
you're
right?
like,
All right,
yeah.
good point, yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
just cling on white knuckling around the corner,
Yeah.
so.
Right,
it's not a lot of time.
on a bigger straight street like Front Street or Main Street.
Yeah,
uh,
or even like around at Sea Dog by the Great Bridge, because there's a lot of people that are on that crosswalk
They
coming
have to
in.
go slowly.
Yeah, they have to go slow, they're creeping in.
And you're
I
waiting.
wonder if could we hang a banner off of town hall?
Or at least swag,
Yes.
bunting.
But it would have to be like spring that happens. Winter, the
Yeah,
wind is worse every year.
it really is.
So you kind of have to, you could do it for the Christmas, you know, you could introduce it at the open house Christmas parade. So then you've got,
Heads up.
everybody's looking, right? And then take it down and start it up in the spring, because I don't see how you could do it during, you would be
Yeah.
constantly taking that down and putting it up again.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
if we can get the kids again doing this logo, we could have that also as a banner that would hang off of the town hall, right?
Crosswalks.
Or even that sign that's
And
out
the
there.
crosswalks, so I should tell them that too at SST? That we're gonna use that for crosswalks, for
Yeah.
a whole, and then didn't you also wanna do the things hanging off the lampposts?
If we have enough or whatever, I just feel that the more decor around town, the more people will notice
Okay.
something's going to go on and then set their schedules in advance to attend.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell Arts and Culture about it and let them kind of decide
Yeah,
where's the best place to show off red, white, and blue, and, you know, this is coming
Yeah, dates.
soon to a town near you,
yeah.
Okay.
because they've already been talking about it.
But they're not charged with like the design of it, right? That's just more implementation of where it would go?
It's definitely implementation. Probably ask for your opinions on whether or not they,
Well, it's a coordination.
Yeah.
Right, but we're
With
looking
the
to
marketing
SST to
first.
do, right.
I don't know about the logo in the crosswalks, I just see the dates in the crosswalk. I think it's hard to see
Yeah.
the logo while
Yeah.
you're driving, but giant dates running
Yeah.
across in red, white, and blue, you know.
Yeah. Okay, I get it.
So can we make a decision that we want to follow this time frame that was in 1976, or do we not want to do that? Like, is that going to be
I
our?
think a concentration is good for getting out of town folks to come in and celebrate with us. But a longer period of time is good for the town's intimacy and getting to know each other.
I see it less as a touristy thing and more as a town thing, but what do you guys see?
Thinking of it as a town thing.
Chicken dinner for the
4th of
town.
July is actually
Yeah.
gonna be a Saturday. Can it get better than that? So in terms of timing, if we concentrate our big celebrations for those first 2 weeks, I mean, the 4th of July is a Saturday, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think on the 4th of July, people go to their beach houses and their relative picnics and all that kind of stuff. It's not necessarily something they'll stay in town for,
Yeah, but maybe this time they will. I mean,
if they have enough notice, yeah.
if they have enough notice.
So are you saying on July 4th, that would be the Old Home Day chicken dinner?
We haven't done Old Home Days since.
Well, that's when it was,
But,
but we could kind of brand it as that a little bit.
And I think that's because the Independence Festival has overshadowed that
Yeah.
movement. There used to be a movement called
Yeah.
Old Town Days, but I think 4th of July, I mean, it'd be nice to do something on the 4th of July in Exeter. We haven't done anything on the 4th of July in a
Okay.
long time. This is a good opportunity for a one-off.
So if we were to have this kind of 2-week build-up, 2 weekends before, then this thing would start kind of like the last weekend of June and the first weekend of July. That would be our 2-week spread,
Yeah, it seems
if
like,
we're thinking of the 2-week spread.
yeah. I mean, we don't have to go as big as they did during the bicentennial, it's the 250th. But yeah, so that would put us to about June 20th would be a starting point.
So this, I'm sorry, could you, starting point would be around June 20th?
That's correct. If we're doing a 2-week.
We can at least start with that, right?
Yeah.
6:20.
It's only a week after school lets out,
Through
depending
when?
on snow days. So
Right.
4th of July or 5th of July. if
Through
we want. Go through
7/5.
Sunday, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Should we
Okay.
take a vote on that? I mean, is this, because, I mean, it feels to me that we can't move forward with trying to tell people what we're gonna do.
So,
Unless we have some
just to
kind of date.
I
recap,
don't lock it in yet, but.
yeah, I mean, I think it can be, but, and it would again be the same thing, like, these are the primary main town events, right? For those 2 weeks. And then are we, okay,
I mean, other things can happen in,
yeah, the
you
event,
know,
we,
May or October,
yeah.
whatever, still within, but the whole celebration, whatever we're gonna call it,
Okay.
the old hometown days, but I'm not gonna say that anymore, I'll say something else. Yeah, the We Love Exeter,
Yeah.
Exeter 250, or what, Exeter 250, the Exeter 250 is kind of concentrated within those 2 weeks, so that it feels
Okay.
like a nice, ongoing, endless summer party.
well, I think what the other thing it does is it will help us frame as we begin to develop the calendar.
That's what I
Like,
mean.
what are the ideas that we see as the main town events, and then what are,
In that 2 weeks.
yeah. And if we, the other piece is if we're able to sort of frame some of this out, then we have better way to talk to our potential partners, like how do we talk to the fire department, if they, whoever wants to do the chicken dinner, or how do other people want to dovetail in or pick up other dates throughout the year to do other things. Okay.
I'll be talking to the representative from the academy tomorrow morning, so it's good to have some date from him to
Well,
tell
it would
the
be great
academy.
to have them do a big event.
I'm kind of thinking the drone show
Oh, nice.
Instead of fireworks?
over the academy as a kickoff.
Okay,
Starts with a drone show, ends with fireworks at the end of the 2 weeks.
that's nice.
Ooh,
It
depends.
fireworks at the end of the year.
I'm so,
Oh, well, wherever.
yeah, I was
All right,
thinking
well,
fireworks.
Oh, I like that too, yeah. I like that.
Yeah, that's what I was
Very much,
thinking
'cause we'll do
too.
fireworks
Okay,
at
well
the
then-
Independence Festival a couple of weeks later.
So you're thinking in December?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it would be great to have, I mean, I don't know if they could pull it off, but could you have a bonfire down there?
Yeah,
That's Wazy?
Yes,
yeah,
bonfires
yeah.
were huge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we
if we
found
could
it
do
after
a
the-
bonfire, because that way people can stay warm, right? And hot chocolate, fireworks.
Yeah, when did we do it for? I can't remember. We had a parade. After the Christmas parade, yeah.
But we do it New Year's Eve, as we, right? Wouldn't that be
This
like?
would be New Year's Eve, yes.
Right, it'd be, so it'd be a New Year's Eve party.
Yeah.
That's the finale.
Yeah.
Finale.
Yeah, I like that.
Maybe
Or
the
fun.
sustainability committee could take over that. Or
December 31 bonfire.
They like to burn wood.
well, what committee does the snowshoeing at
The conservation.
conservation? Yeah,
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
they do the
I have to see
snowshoeing
Kristen in a
with,
few minutes, I can ask her.
with the
The Conservation Commission?
yeah.
I think that could be fun, a New Year's Eve party.
Yes.
Well, and then you could like really do things really cool. Like, what are your New Year's resolutions for this for democracy? For
boy, help us.
But or I don't know. Whether we could do some fun stuff around that, right?
Yeah, we can do something like, what does democracy mean to you, and a word bubble kind of thing. Get that started sometime so we can present it at the,
You know what other
doing
things are
sometime.
beautiful that we could do? They're beautiful, and they're not expensive. Have you ever seen those? They're lanterns. They're the lanterns you light, and they just disappear.
Paper ones?
Mm-hmm. And they're made of bamboo. The frame is made of bamboo, so the whole thing burns.
I kind of think you have to do them over the ocean.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to,
because-
but as a town committee,
Let's not set the trees on fire.
Well, that's it. I wanted to do that on some event anyway, and when I was looking up reviews of doing this kind
Yeah,
of
we always
thing.
do it up at the lake, but the water's right there. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, so
we don't have. Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
but people,
it'll be
people's house.
but on Swayze, it's not. I mean, with the river right there, that wouldn't go.
I don't know
which
by
way the
Swayze,
wind
and I
is
really don't
going.
want my house going up. I mean, I have a new roof, but.
Okay.
So I brought this little thing, which I just think is so cute. Now you can see kind of our logo on it. It's a kind of a functional thing. I know it's a little plasticky thing, but it's good taking camping or, having picnics or whatever. It's just, I think it's just kind of
Hey, power outage.
cute. I mean, we had the silver teaspoons before, right? Like, I don't know that people collect things anymore that aren't really functional. I mean,
No,
I don't know. So anyway.
people our age do.
Yeah.
I don't know, they collect like videos.
Yeah, so I don't know. It just seemed like
Yeah.
technology or something combined with antiqueness in some way to me. I thought it was the cutest thing.
Well, I like the car window clings, and there's always room for stickers. I thought stickers were gonna disappear, but boy, people love stickers.
Yeah.
Collect them.
Stickers like for your car.
You put them on your laptop, you put them
Oh,
on
like
your water
this?
On your
bottles.
they put 'em on.
Like this I got at the Power Revere
Everything,
house
yeah.
last week. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This was $1 at the Power Revere house. I went to the Old North Church and this was there.
So if we're so that maybe should be a topic for conversation is swag.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Right, conversation for an upcoming meeting,
Yeah.
not to discuss.
Right. First we have to get the logo, then we can do swag.
First, we need to make sure we have our other people on board,
And
and they know when our meetings are.
Yeah. I'm gonna reach out to, my husband gets stuff for, just as an aside to get into this way. For his conventions, for his people. So he's familiar, although, I won't say. It's like fleeces and it's going a little too far because it's for small people. But he knows some contacts for things like this. Just throw it out.
Who was I talking to? God, just recently. Where you don't have, in other words, you don't buy, I can't remember, but you don't have to buy 500 t-shirts, right? You take the orders in and then they print them.
Oh
and-
yeah, it's like just in time inventory, so people would purchase their own. But
Yeah, so like if you want a
that's
fleece, you can get a fleece.
Yeah.
So let's table
Yeah.
some swag
Because
for
we want to
another
be
time.
sustainable
Yeah.
on our swag. We don't want to just.
Right, and just the idea of, I'm thinking like we're clearing out the AIM gift shop, right? And it's like there's just so much stuff. So, you don't want to have, I'm sure
Yeah.
you deal with that too,
Inventory.
stuff that, yeah, right, you don't want to deal with inventory.
What do you have in your little gold box here? Did you bring a show and tell?
No, that's for him. I did bring a show and tell though. Which is the poster that we had been talking about. This was
Oh,
not
the
for the bicentennial, this was for the tercentenary of the town.
Here,
I was
would you
gonna
like-
bring mine up.
I have mine framed. I love it. It is a focal point in my house. Isn't that? John had pictures were framed for me. It cost me a bloody fortune, but it is so cool.
That's great.
Isn't that gorgeous?
I love the image, although we don't want the Puritan.
Oh, yeah, look at that. June 30th to July 4th.
Yeah.
And I love this open house of historical houses.
Well, I was going to talk to Historic New England about when they can have the Gilman Garrison open.
Yeah.
Here's an element that we haven't thought about, sports.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sports,
I
is
mean,
that
they do
sheep
things like-
shearing and horse?
They do things like three-legged races for this. This is in 1938.
But could we maybe
Parks
like
and
do
Rec
some?
could do something.
Yeah, sports, and would maybe like we do some of that during the, just to keep the kids busy and stuff during the barbecue on the lawn.
Come
Yeah.
and bring your friends, what could be?
I think that poster is the greatest thing.
It's awesome. I
Just
love that.
update it a little bit, but, and take the pilgrim off or whatever. Put a woman.
Well, who was gonna talk to, who was gonna talk to, what's her name? Huh?
That's the bill.
No,
Printing.
no. The artist.
Oh, Sarah?
Yeah.
I don't think we went that far yet.
I would love, personally, I love her work.
So are we going with the high school, the
They're two different
SST?
things.
One is poster and one is the
So the
branding.
SST is gonna do the digital branding of it. That's what I see happening. I see a distinction, right? Don't you? Yeah. And then you have a piece of artwork that we can have.
Is the artwork the logo?
I think it can be on it.
It has to be.
But I don't think it has to be the whole, no, I think it can be a beautiful piece of art that depicts the 250th, America's 250th. On there, we would have the, America's 250th, whatever, and we would have maybe in one corner the 250th, the national one, and then ours. Right?
Okay,
Do you
so
see what I'm saying?
I do, so I guess I was confused. I was kind of thinking, you kept talking about students doing artwork, so I assumed that was the logo.
That is the logo. That's only the logo.
Okay, so the logo is the students, and the
Right.
artwork is potentially this linoleum cut thing?
Yep.
Okay.
It becomes a commemorative poster. It would have the branding on it, both national and local, and then, obviously
Okay,
wording about that.
all right,
But
so
then,
I will ask her,
because what
and I'll copy you on it.
Yeah, what I envision, and please, this was just my thought, I love that poster.
Mm-hmm.
And I spent, I had it framed and it's literally a huge piece of
Are
my
you thinking something like that poster? Like if she were to say, what is it you're talking about, and I sent her a picture of that poster?
I think it needs to be more reflective of, no, I think it would be a poster but I think it needs to be more reflective of more today.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
But the style, kind of.
Maybe, but I think,
Yeah, I would let her go
yeah, I would not,
when she comes in.
I
Okay,
would,
but
yeah.
a cut.
Yeah.
A lino cut, or whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it. Because that's what she does. She doesn't do,
Right.
as far as I know.
No.
Okay.
And then there's she could do a limited print edition or that do two. In other words, it could also be a fundraiser, right? Because you could sell them. We can figure this out, but you can have some signed ones. You can have people just buy a smaller version.
All right, I had it backwards, what was going
Am
on.
I making sense here?
Yeah, and I have actually a smaller version of that. So.
Right. So, you can sell different sizes. But you can.
And should it be kind of the size of the streetlight flagpole things, like a long skinny one, so it could be adapted to that? Because if she does it this way, it can't go on those, because it just can't.
I don't know if we're going to do it for that, though. I think we'll use the kids' logo for that.
See, this is where you confuse me, but okay, that's fine.
Maybe
I think that's
or maybe
probably why
not.
I got confused.
Let's talk it through. I see a piece of art that has our logos on it that is merch, but I don't see it as swag. Maybe you're right. Maybe that beautiful piece of art does become that flag. Maybe that's a really good point.
So it would have to be something fairly simple, I think.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see it as something simple,
Well, that's where I think we need to give her license, though. Selfishly, I would love to have something framed to put in my house, right? And or maybe as note cards or whatever. that's the kind of stuff she does. Maybe it is a tote bag that she does those too. Like she, did Stout Oak Farms, design.
Okay.
I would talk to her.
All right, yep.
But I'm moving away from, everybody jump in, but I was moving away from having art students at the high school doing the art to shifting to SST to do the digital logo
Okay.
and
all right.
marketing. Does that make sense
I'm
to
clear.
folks? Yeah. And so then we have two logos, the US 250 and then Exeter's brand of the Nation's 250.
Would you even want to have a competition with the Arts Council that people could present a poster?
I think we need to move quickly. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
I think that's a great, there's so many wonderful artists, like I
Yes.
think of Rose Bryant and all of those people, but I think we,
Yes.
and if she says no, then maybe we ask Rose, but I think we need to,
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
open to
I
any of
agree. We gotta move.
There's also that woman that does wood cuts, is that, she,
Yeah, she's the woodcut woman.
oh, she's the one.
Beautiful.
Okay,
Yeah.
I love her.
Yeah,
And she did the Outlife
Sarah?
Festival, Sarah Koff,
Yeah.
yeah, like
great.
eight, right? So like eight, so think of that, and
Yeah.
isn't there? Those Edelweiss I think that's like an awesome size, that trim size, but it's on her.
Okay, all right, I'll talk to her this week.
She
and I'll
does
go
she
through
has
them.
a unique trim. I like the trim sizes she uses. They're unique.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. That could even be T-shirts. That could be that beautiful piece of artwork. And then maybe, I don't know, whatever. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
All right, we're just about at an
Yeah, sorry.
hour.
So let's just go, what I've got for the next meeting is we're gonna brainstorm when the events are gonna be, events and calendar.
Calendar.
So, and just correct me if I'm wrong.
Beano on Tuesdays?
Okay, there we go. So, we're really gonna look at this from a year-long thing, not just that.
Yeah.
Concentrated
Okay,
part, yeah.
So I'm gonna bring, my husband has a large printer, so I'm gonna bring and we're gonna write it down on these calendars, so all of us can see, okay? And then try to set that, and then we're also gonna talk about our marketing, we're gonna get an update from you.
Yeah.
Poster, we're gonna get an update from you, but, so bring your ideas of what events, so we can narrow it down, because we're all over the place. And then, if you have a place that you wanna talk to, you're gonna talk to the academy, right? You're gonna talk to the Arts
Arts Commission and Conservation Commission, various commissions. Next month, we should have Parks and Rec person.
Yeah, I'll also talk to Julia at the library and get somebody over here.
Do you want me to talk to Greg at Parks and Rec to see if he'll, well, so we got Bob Glowacki. When do we want him?
Yeah.
I think you should come to the next one just to hear.
All right, so I'll see what his availability is. Do we want to do we want Greg Bisson here coming too next time? That seems like
Maybe David.
David or Bob.
I'll ask them.
Okay, you'll take
I'll
care.
talk to all the town people.
Okay, great,
That time.
perfect.
Okay, so Julie's gonna talk to Arts, Conservation.
Parks and Rec. And
Well, I'll do Bob Glowacki because I've already started that relationship.
Okay, and then you're gonna, the Academy, has anybody talked to Riverwoods? Is that?
That's a good idea.
Not you.
I could,
Yeah, not
I
you.
could. I know Liz Ford over there.
And what does she do?
She's the events director.
Okay.
Perfect.
You don't want me talking to Justine? Come on.
No. Okay, so, because that's another one, because I see them sponsoring things.
Yes.
So obviously the Academy sponsoring things, Riverwood sponsoring things, maybe the hospital. I don't know if there's somebody there anymore that we can talk to.
There is.
Okay, so so we can get, so that's what I would look for.
You're talking for fundraising sponsorship.
Well, I don't know. So you throw it out.
Start the conversation.
So you know who Jen Wheeler suggested, and I need to look into, is the New Car Dealers Association.
Oh, yes, they do a
So
lot.
I can connect with them.
It'd be good for the clings.
Yeah, I would.
Good idea.
So, yeah, that's another thing, is we should talk about fundraising next time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So
And so that's a
fundraising.
lot in an hour.
Well, okay, so we're
If we
gonna,
need to
you know what,
carry over
maybe
with
that's
your-
our first, maybe that's May 1st, the 1st of May, we'll
But
talk
we've
about
got some agenda,
fundraising.
yeah.
So we won't talk about, you don't have to get in touch with Riverwoods or new car
So can I
dealerships.
suggest that we also put off swag until that
Yeah.
May 1st meeting as well?
Yeah, that to me is kind of a fundraiser. So we're really gonna concentrate next time on brainstorming the events.
Right.
And then
Calendar and events.
calendar. That's really, we're gonna do that so that we then have it down to, okay, this is what we're gonna concentrate on. This is who we're gonna give these things to. And then, two, maybe we can also talk about, money, not money in the sense of fundraising, but these events, what would we need to spend? So if you have an event that you really, really like, get an idea of what it's gonna cost.
Right.
So when you bring it to the brainstorm, you know, even if you just Google what does a something cost, then you have that ability, and then we can kind of add that up at the end.
Yeah.
And go, okay, we need this plus 20%. Okay. Okay. So that's what we'll do next time.
So, yeah, and then I like the idea of having Bob Glowacki there and someone from Park and Rec and maybe the library, because they can feed into the calendar of events as well.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, and the brass band, who does that fall under?
That's Dave
Is that
Emanuel,
their
isn't
own,
it?
is that Parks and Rec, or is it their own?
No, that's Dave
their own
Emanuel,
thing.
but that's their own thing. It's Dave Emanuel. I mean, but we don't need to do that yet.
Eventually, though, I think we
Yeah,
need
no,
to
and
do
I can
that.
reach out to Dave.
Okay.
So what we should ask these people that are coming is to bring their dates of what they have next year.
If they plan something else.
So we can add that to the calendar, and even if it's something like
Right.
Lit Fest, whatever, you know, like, or whatever the library has that whole summer reading program. So we can add that
Yeah.
to the list, and we
Yes.
can then, now we have this whole thing of
Year-long program.
Yeah, so I'll
Yeah.
make it easy.
Perfect.
Well, and I think that will be, I mean, she's not gonna, I don't think we need to have her, but like, again, the beer festival, the beer and chili festival, I mean, they will piggyback
That's
on,
kind of Parks and Recs.
no, that's, it's
In a
Chamber and
way,
Park and
yeah,
Rec.
so I mean, they could
They will
theme it,
have that
theme it up.
as, so if they
Yes,
bring their
yes.
calendar with them, so when you talk to them, just have them.
Yep.
And then I'll bring the easel, I'll bring the, I think we have flip charts, right? If not, I
Don't know
have
if we
one.
There's
don't,
a
but we have to
whiteboard
have-
thing right there.
Okay, we can use that, or we could, I think we're gonna need a flip chart, and then I will also bring a calendars, so that when we get done, we have these calendars, and we can, then I'll scan them in or something, and then we'll have this as our master plan.
So our
Does that make sense?
upcoming meetings are May 29th, April 29th,
Yeah.
followed by May 6th. We keep saying May 1st, and it's like, no,
It's
the
the first
first
meeting in
meeting in
May.
April. in
May
May,
6th.
but it will be May 6th at 10, and May 20th at 10, correct? And that's all we need for May, because there's not 5.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let me ask you this while we're talking about scheduling.
Yeah.
If we did have middle school liaison type students, they won't be able to come at 10.
no,
So we'd have to have a,
So maybe once a month our meetings are at 6 or 7.
Or right after school, well, not, yeah, I don't know,
yeah, but
because they have activities.
When can
you could
people
also go
come?
to their school.
Yeah.
Well, that was the other thing that I was thinking is either work with their history teacher to Zoom into this meeting, or I don't know how their schedules run.
Yeah, we
or
can't have it at the
occasional-
school because it's a public meeting and they can't, it's open to everybody,
and
so
then other
it's
teachers would be able to find
unfortunately,
time to
it's a
zoom in there.
very-
I know, there's enough to do, right?
I have to connect with those teachers over the summer if they're available. I don't know how we would do that.
Well, it's
Or just move our meetings to a different time.
Yeah, I mean, we can, do one a month that's a different time and concentrate on what they are bringing to the table then versus what we're doing. So we could have 2 different kinds of meetings a month.
Let me ask you this, I know I'm going over, but the idea that was tossed out at the select board meeting was the middle school because they're, more active, less committed to other outside things. But 4th grade is the year that they teach New Hampshire history.
Right, we need to pull that.
Yeah, so that's another,
So we're really looking at all 3 schools to get coordinated.
So we should probably contact the elementary schools they start planning their curriculum early, and we're at the end of the year. So if they're gonna plan next year, we need to be in contact with them soon.
So can you do that? Do you know the people to
I
contact?
don't, but I can.
Okay, so you're gonna do that. So, and then maybe you can come back to add that to the calendar. We won't ask somebody to come, the elementary school, but we'll add, if they have a calendar of events. I would hope that they have some of these things already.
They do. Great
on
is
their-
that they do the immigration. The kids dress up going through.
right.
They're going through Ellis Island, right?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was really good.
Do they still do that? I wonder. Gosh, I hope so.
Yeah, it's always been I think every school in the SAU 16 does it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I loved having the adopted Chinese kid coming through Ellis Island.
Yeah, that's true.
That was pretty funny.
Okay, so
My daughter.
So we're set for 10 o'clock, and then we'll also, like I said, we'll figure out if we need some meetings to be not at 10, but at 3 or 4. We could even do 4 o'clock, that might work.
I mean, we could have kind of an extra meeting that is that meeting if we're really trying to pick up the slack because we missed like 3 meetings. Now we're kind of behind the 8 ball already.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So do you want me to do a calendar of meetings so we'll have that available
That
on
would
the
be
website?
really nice, Kathy.
Okay. All right. I will do that. All right, so if we have no other,
Yeah.
wait a minute, I get the gavel. Julie, I've been waiting for that gavel.
I was waiting for you.
I missed that gavel. Okay.
You miss it?
I'm just kidding. So are we all set? Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. There we go.
Thank you for tuning in to Exeter TV. Exeter TV is the town's public and government access channels, available on Comcast channels 6 and 22. Channel 6 is your channel. If you have an idea for a program, want to host your own talk show, or submit a film, we're here to get your content on television. On Channel 22, we bring you live and replay coverage of government meetings and other town updates. A third channel, Blue Hawk Media, is operated by SAU 16 and can be found on Channel 8, with all your school sports, events, and meetings. You can watch Exeter TV online at exeternh.tv, Apple TV, and on Roku. Find us on social media for extra content. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell to get notified about live streams and new content. Tune in to our platforms every other Friday to watch the Exeter Biweekly Report with recaps of recent events, updates from town departments, and messages from nonprofits in your area. If you head to our website, exeternh.tv, we invite you to sign up to our newsletter to receive monthly updates about new content, upcoming meetings, and more. We'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch Exeter TV and hope that you tune in to our other content as well.